This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, hello, welcome to the next session on SAP ABAP on HANA. In the last two classes, we have discussed about what exactly the SAP HANA and what are the new innovations which is taken by SAP and what we can do with the ABAP on HANA. So in this course, we are going to talk about the ABAP new syntax and OpenSQL new statements. SAP comes up with the HANA as a database, its own database. It's an SAP database, and it's a high performance analytical appliance. It's not only database, it's an appliance, and it is the combination of the software and hardware. And also the HANA is an in-memory database system, guys. So in memory means we are going to store the data in the RAM level instead of the hard disk. And maybe if there is any problem with your RAM, then we are going to have a backup and recovery mechanism. That's called the database is the MaxDB is the database case. That's what we have discussed in the last class. And maybe so we talked about OLTP and OLAP systems. So OLTP means it's our transactional systems. Transactions means so create in a sales order, change sales order, create invoice, change invoice, create purchase order, create purchase requisition, create a delivery, create shipment, create. Okay, these are all comes under the transactional processing. Create a debit, create a credit. All these are transactional systems. The transactional systems will be done in the SAP system or CRM system or SRM system, and we are going to warehouse the data in the BW system, the current architecture in the SAP ECC architecture. That's what I'm talking. And if you want to do any reporting, maybe we will be having different reporting tools, and we are going to connect your reporting tools to the BW system. Then we are going to extract the data into the output. That's the existing current SAP ECC architecture. Most of the projects running on the same architecture. But so if you want to get the data into your reports, first you need to do a transaction, then you need to move your transactions into the BW system. So from BW system, it goes to the reporting. It's not a real-time data, guys. Real-time data is not available in your reporting. So it will be warehoused somewhere. And from that warehouse, we are going to pull the data. It's not a real-time system. I call this an offline transactions. But if you want to get real-time transaction, real-time is always good. Why? Because suppose let's take an example of I did a payment processing, and immediately if I open my app, I should be able to see the success. So your transaction is completed or not. So let's assume if you are an architecture, I did a transaction, maybe I have a report, so which will bring the data from the BW system. So your transaction is created in SAP ECC, and if you want to transfer the data from SAP ECC to the BW system, there is some background jobs, there is some data extractors which are going to pull the data from the SAP system, and that is the data is going to be warehoused in the BW system. So it may the delay may happen, so it's not a real-time data, it's an offline data, but everybody is expect your real-time data within the fraction of seconds. So that's why SAP comes up, why don't we bring your OLAP system into the your transactional system? So that's what the HANA. So we can do both the things, we can do the OLTP, we can do the OLAP both in a single system, and you will get a real-time data. Performance wise, it is a faster real-time data, and it provides more performance as well, guys. That's the funda SAP going with the new architectural. Even SAP introduced the HANA as a database case, and so this is what we talked about, why SAP comes up with an idea to store in the RAM level because of the drastic reduction in the hardware prices, and also multi-core processing to provide a parallel processing. So before, if you want to read the data from SAP, it doesn't do any parallel processing. So and you know, right, dispatcher how it works. It works based on the FIFO process. So first in, first out. In the same way, there is a multiple request. It will do the request processing, request by request bar. But when the multi-core processing comes, so it is going to process the data in multi-cores by using parallel processing. And also there is a lot of advancements in the fabrication of chips and improvements in the OS. So before it was 32-bit operating system, now we see the 64-bit operating systems, and also it's an in-memory database and software advancements in the database level. So SAP comes up with some new way of storing the data. Before, we used to store the data in RDBMS systems by using row store, but SAP has introduced the column store. So then other database moves into the column stores case. Then um, then data compression. So we are going to do the compression. SAP is going to do a data compression as well as data partition by using schema. And the most killer feature is the code push down technique. So we can push down all our data intensive logic and data processing logic into the database level by using AMDP and CDS, ABAP managed database procedures, and CDS case. So this is the killer features of HANA database. And so here I have given the example, what is the column store approach. So whenever you select your database table as in a column store database table, for every column in the on database level, it is going to create a tiny file or small file for every column. And whenever you read the data, so it will read this is a read optimized functionality. It is going to fetch the data within a fraction of seconds. That's in a column store approach. And if it is in a row store, and suppose if you select the data, it has to traverse through all the records. See, it has to traverse all the records, and it is going to perform a linear search on the database level, and it consumes a lot of time when you do in a row store format. So that's a bit difference between column store and row store. And if it is in a row store, all the data, all the records will be stored in a single file in a linear or consecutive sequence. So whenever you read suppose I have a 10 lakhs records, let's assume I have a 10 lakhs records in this file. Suppose if I am reading 90,000 9 lakhs 90,000 record, so it has to search. So record by record it will search, and it will find the record, and it will fetch out the data. But if it is in a column store, it doesn't go through all the fields. Whatever you fetch, whatever the field you fetch, directly it goes to for that particular file. It is going to read. Suppose I'm going to fetch column 1 and column 3. It doesn't look out this file, it doesn't look out this file. Directly it goes here, it will fetch the column 1, and again it goes to the this file, it is going to fetch the column 3 guys. That way it is going to provide more performance if you use the column store approach. And there are some disadvantages with the column store as well. We'll talk about that later. And the code push down techniques, let's take an example of, I'm going to fetch the data from 10 database tables. Okay, so if you want to normal way of doing, so in the normal ABAP, what we will do, we will fetch all the data from 10 database tables, and we'll keep the data in the 10 internal tables. Then we are going to write the processing logic, loop at internal table 1 into work area and read table, second internal table read, third internal table read, fourth internal table read until 10th internal table, and move all the data into your final internal table. Then do the required stuff by using final internal table. But if you run all your processing logic or data intensive logic on top of your ABAP layer, it is going to consume more time, and as well as it is going to occupy a lot of memory. For every internal table, it gives in a temporary memory, right? It allocates in a temporary memory on top of your application layer, and it is going to consume a lot of memory as well as the lot of time to do the processing logic. Instead of doing all the processing logic on top of ABAP layer, we are going to push down all your code into the database layer, guys. That's a code push down technique, and that we will call, it's a code to data paradigm. See, we are doing, if you see this cubicle, triangle, and we are doing very less on the ABAP layer, and we are doing very more logic on the database layer, guys. And also this concept we call uh, do less and get more, guys. Do less, do less and get more. Simple syntax, simple word. Okay, do less on the ABAP layer and get more result from the database layer. That's a code push down technique. Simple definition you can give it, and in the interviewer point of view, they will impress more, guys. So this kind of words are very, very important. Do less code. What is code push down technique? Do less code on ABAP layer, get more from the, get more result from the database, guys. That's a code push down technique. So we have a code push down techniques called MDP and CDS that we are going to use in our ABAP course. This is a normal way of doing more on the ABAP layer and less on the database layer. But it's, if you do more on the ABAP layer in terms of performance, it's not good, guys. So that's what. So this is in a data to code paradigm. It's in a code to data paradigm. So what are the foundations to build the HANA? SAP have taken some foundations. One is the text engine, and which is used for the read optimization, and we have a P star engine which is used for the delta changes. And SAP HANA internally it works only with the insert only approach, guys. So insert only approach it is going to work. So yesterday I have given, let's take an example of, I have a record. Suppose if I change the value v3 to v5, normally it has to go to the file and it has to replace v3 to v3 with the v5. But whenever if you want to do update, it takes more time. Instead of that, it doesn't bother about this record. It will create a new record in the database file level, not in the table level, guys. Table level you will see the, always you will see the latest record, but in the database level, in the file level, it is going to insert a new record, guys. So SAP always follows insert only approach, guys. So it doesn't change the record on the files. It is going to change the, it is going to insert the record with a new record in the database level. And suppose we talked about HANA will store the data in RAM level. If something happens to your RAM, so you are going to lose your data. But SAP has an alternative approach called MaxDB. It's in a database which is going to store the data in the hard disk level. So to do the backup and recovery, we are going to use, our SAP is going to use the MaxDB as a database. So this is the foundation for the SAP. And also we have seen the, let's same way we have an SAP R3 architecture. In the same way, HANA also has its own architecture, database architecture, and HANA contains. So HANA, I told it's an appliance, it's not a database. It's a not only a database, even it provides your small application layer as well to do the logic native HANA developments. We are going to use the HANA Access Engine, guys. With the HANA Access Engine, we are going to do a HANA native development. Even so, the other technologies also can use the HANA as a database without having your ABAP layer. So if that is the case, so if you want to build your UI applications, then we are going to use this small application layer on top of HANA appliance. That's an HANA Access Engine. It's an extra small engine, and with this I can do HTML, I can do Java, I can do JavaScript, I can do the Node.js on top of my HANA database. And also we have one more important server is the index server, and which is used to do a lot of things like your request processing and control, and session authentications, and session connections. And also it contains different engines like SQL engine, planning engine, calculation engine, analytical engine, and predictive analytics. So right, machine learning kind of stuff also we can do in the index server itself, guys. And also we have named server. Suppose if it's in a big landscape, if you are using, if company is using like Amazon and Apple, this kind of companies will have a lot of data, guys. So that kind of times maybe I may not depend with one single HANA database. I may have multiple HANA database servers. So if you want to connect together multiple HANA database systems, the HANA is going to use in a named server. And also in HANA database level, we can store the documents as well. So if you want to store PDF documents, yes, I can store the PDF documents. So the document server will be used to store the documents in the HANA database level. So this is a high level architecture of SAP. And in the index server, we have more components to handle the request, to handle the sessions, to handle the authorizations and authentications. So the request can come from the ABAP system. The request can come from the BW system. The request can come from the browsers, UI applications. The request can come from the some data extracting tools as well. If that is the case, I need to see from where the request is coming, and also we need to have a connection between the different system to the HANA system. In that case, there is a request and processing, request processing, yeah, request processing, and no, sorry, this is not the request processing. It's a request handling controller. Execution is different. Handling is handling controller. And whenever the request comes, first it will check it contains two other things. One is the connection manager, another one is the session and authentication manager. So how we can establish the connection between the different systems? And so whenever the request comes, and we are going to validate so user ID and password from the external system by using request handling controller. Once the request comes, based on the type of the request, suppose from ABAP layer I did a select star from database table. So I am reading the data from ABAP system. So based on the request, it goes to the request processor and execution control. And based on the type of the request, this will send the, suppose if you do the DML operation, there is an SQL engine which will be executed. And suppose if you are extracting the data from Excel, there is an MDX engine which will be executed. And if you are calling an AMDP, ABAP managed database procedure, then stored procedure engine will be executed. Suppose if you are doing in a calculation view and you are running in a calculation view, then calculation engine will be executed. Suppose if you are doing in an analytical view, then analytical engine will be executed. And apart from this, and also we have in the HANA database layer, guys. So what kind of languages we can build? Even see, guys, here I can build the here by using access engine we can build this. And also in HANA database itself we have a SQL script we can build. And also there is an R language, guys. So this is also even SAP HANA tied up with R language, and there is an R language component in the HANA database as well. So if you want to do okay, AFL uh, application function libraries And guys, machine learning algorithms, you can build the machine learning algorithms by using the R language concept. Algorithms, we are going to use the R language. SAP is used R language in the HANA database level, and SAP has given some machine learning algorithms as well in the HANA database case. If you want to use the machine learning algorithm, like existing algorithms, so there is a library called PAL. So it's a predictive analytics library. So in this library, SAP has given existing machine learning algorithms. So if you want to use machine learning algorithms, you can use it. But if you want to build the machine learning algorithms, and we have to use these two programming languages. One is the SQL scripting, and another one is the R language. But I do not have any clue on the R language. But we are going to learn the SQL script in this course, guys. That's the architecture of an index server. This is an index server architecture. It's an HANA server architecture, and this is an index server architecture, guys. And that's what we have seen in the last class. And also we have seen the difference between what is SOH and what is the S4 HANA in the last class. And so if your SAP ECC system, which is running on HANA database, that we will call it's an suite on HANA system. Just only SAP using as HANA as a database with the existing business suite. But if you have a component in the ABAP layer, if you see any component S4 core, then we call it's an S4 HANA system, guys. So that's the difference between suite on HANA and S4 HANA. And we'll talk more on the S4 HANA later. So today, uh, what kind of things we can do. So if you migrating all technical objects into the HANA database, so then we call it an S4 SOH suite on HANA migration. And S4 HANA migration and transformation. Suppose you have two boxes already existing SAP ECC you have, and you have a new fresh server S4 HANA server. Suppose if you lift and shift the existing objects into your new S4 HANA server, then we call it an S4 HANA migration. But if you build the new solutions altogether, new developments altogether freshly into your S4 HANA system, then we call it's a transformation project. So if you do the migration, we call it's a brownfield implementation. If you do the transformation, that means fresh installation, fresh configuration, fresh developments, everything new, building from the scratch. That's a greenfield implementation, guys. That's a name, greenfield implementation. So that's the overview of the systems. And next today I'm going to talk about even we have seen how your ABAP meets a HANA database. So I already have explained. So if you go to the system and status, there is a user ID in the system data. So with the user ID, this user ID we are going to connect to the HANA database systems, guys. And whenever you connect this user with HANA database system, a schema will be created in the database, guys. A separate schema will be created in the database. So what exactly the schema, that we will see in the today's class, guys. So the schema is a schema. It provides separate memory in the database, and it is a data container. It is in a data container. And guys, schema is also it's a mandatory database object, mandatory database object in the HANA database, and also it stores other database objects. What exactly the other database objects? Can anybody tell? What exactly the other database objects? What exactly the other? Can you anybody tell what? Can you give one example? What is the database object? Huh? No, that's a database concepts, statements. What is the database object, guys? Table is in a database object, right? Guys, table is in a database object. Structure is in a database object. Huh? Table type is in a database object. Views is in a database object, right? And procedures is in a database objects. Function is in a database object. You are doing a select sum of price. Sum is in a function, guys, actually. So you are doing in a sum. So the sum in the database level, it's in a function actually. So it's in a functions and triggers, okay, and the sequences and sequences, uh, uh, triggers, table structures, tables types, views, procedures, functions, triggers, sequences. I think we have seen a, okay, I forgot here. We'll see the database and we'll talk about later, guys. So procedures are there, right? Yeah. So these are some of the examples in the database, and it stores the other in the schema level. It stores other database objects. Then also schema provides authorization and security. With a schema, you can provide authorization and security, and it provides clear separation from other database objects. So this is the definition I give, I can give. So whenever they ask what exactly the same schema, you have to talk all these points, guys. So maybe you are not clear. Authorization and security, yes, I can build an authorization on top of schema. And let's take an example of, so I have an ABAP system and I have an BW system, okay, BW system, and I am using the single database. Mm. So maybe I am using a single database for the both the things. I have an SAP ECC and I have an BW system. Okay, I'm connecting uh, from here, and also I'm connecting from here as well. Okay, I'm connecting from both the systems. I have a table. Suppose when you connect from ABAP system to the HANA, so how ABAP meets HANA? Can anybody tell now? With the user ID. So my user ID is, yesterday we have seen the user ID. So there is a user ID called, okay, SAP HANA DB. Maybe here there is a user. Just I am taking just example. Okay, I have a SAP ABAP 1. Okay, suppose whenever I create a database table from SAP ECC system, very important concept, guys. This is, okay, schema is very important in HANA database, not only HANA database. So this concept is there in all the database concepts, guys, not only here. So schema is not a new in HANA, so it is there in all the database systems. And if you see, and here it creates a schema, guys. It creates a schema. The schema will be created with the user ID. Whatever the user ID you connect, with that user ID, a schema will be created in the HANA database level, SAP HANA DB. And also Control C, Control V. And there is another schema which will be created for the BW system. SAP ABAP 1, guys. See, guys, schema provides clear separation. SAP, it provides a clear separation from other database objects. That's exactly, guys. I have a single HANA database, and when I store the data from ABAP system, the data object will be stored in the this schema, SAP HANA DB schema. and the data, suppose I have stored in the ABAP system, the data also stored in this schema only. And I have another system. I have created one table in BW system. The table will be created in the schema SAP ABAP one. And also the data, suppose if I store the data from BW system, the data will be stored in the schema SAP ABAP one. So that's why I call it provides a clear separation from other database objects, guys. That's one of the uh, one of the main importance of the schema. And this schema contains all other database objects like tables, structures, table types, views, procedures, functions, triggers, and sequences. So it stores even other database objects, and it provides a memory in the database, and it's a data container, guys. That's a schema. Are you clear on the schema? And one more thing about schema. Suppose in ABAP, I have created one table, guys. My table name is Mara, and I am going to create one more table with the Mara. Can you create one more table in the ABAP system? Can you create one more table in the ABAP system? No, right? But if you want to create the duplicate database tables, yes, guys, it is possible in the HANA database. From ABAP system, you cannot create. From database level, I can create the duplicate database tables. But the condition is I can create duplicate database tables, but we can create in different schemas, guys. In the same schema I cannot create, but if I use the different schema, yes, it is possible. I can have my schema in, I can have a schema, I can create a Mara table in schema SAP ABAP. This schema I can create a Mara table, and I have a SAP HANA DB. This is one more schema. I can create a Mara table, guys. So it is possible. So that the same table I can create in the HANA database, but it should be on the different schemas. Then only it provides. See, because this memory area is different. This memory area is different. But when I want to fetch the data, what I need to use? When I want to fetch the data from database table, so if I do the select star from Mara, is it going to be work? It doesn't work, guys. So you need to mention the schema. So whenever you select the data in database level, prefix to your database table, you need to use a schema, guys. That's a database query. It's a native SQL query. Whenever you do in a native SQL, sorry, uh, yeah, native SQL. Suppose if you fetch the data by using database tables, that we call it's a native SQL. But if you fetch the data from ABAP system, then it's an open SQL, guys. Then that is an open SQL. We talked about this open SQL, native SQL in ABAP. Maybe you did not remember that. We talked about those open SQL and native SQL. If you directly fetch the data from database, then it's a native SQL. And if you use the your programming language ABAP, then it becomes an open SQL, guys. Both the ways it is possible. We can use the open SQL, we can use the native SQL. But when you use the native SQL, definitely you need to use a schema prefix to your database table, guys. That's a schema concept. And yesterday we have seen the HANA database. Maybe I go to the MSTSC and connect uh, it is there. Okay, I forgot here. WELC. I think at the rate is there. Second, gone.
Capital W.
Yeah, I'm doing. I think lock, huh? Uh, Give me the mobile ones. There is a mobile, please. I think somebody locked it. I hope Astosh locked it. Huh? Okay. Okay. There is no caps. Okay, I'm using another one. Yes, guys, it's connecting. So if you want to connect to the database, definitely you need to use a remote desktop. And if you want to access your HANA database, you need to use a HANA Studio. So where is that? Yeah. So here you can see the HANA Studio. HANA Studio builds based on the Eclipse. We'll see in soon, guys. In minutes, we are going to talk about what exactly the Eclipse, what we can do the Eclipse and all. But before that, I'm going to show some of the things in the HANA database level. And here I can get the user ID and details. And so HANA DB, I want HANA detail. Welcome 1, 2, 3, 4 W camps. Okay, so you can see this is the database. This is the host name, and you can see whenever I open the database, it contains the catalog and provisioning, data provisioning, and content and security. And also there is a backup and recovery as well. I hope it doesn't give. Yeah, I can able to see the um, you can see the schemas over here, guys. See in the catalog you can see the schemas, and also we have connected from which system. Maybe if I connect from SAP S4 HANA system, there is a user ID SAP HANA DB, and which contains, where is the SAP HANA DB? I'm not able to see the SAP HANA DB, guys. The schema I am not able to see. Did you see the HANA DB over here? No. So control shift, yeah, control shift, yeah. No, guys. So I think it doesn't give proper authorizations, and maybe I should. So maybe I will close this session, and I will try with another user. MSTSC and connect is another account. ST. Right click and log on, and see, guys, here you see the backup and catalogs, and it's all depends on. See, guys, I see a lot of schemas over here. You can clearly see there is a difference between these two user IDs. So 15 doesn't have much these things, the authorizations. Maybe so maybe I can give the authorizations as well, and I know little security as well, and go to the users and find the user. I will find the user. First, let me find ST 16, and which is sorry 15. Which one I logged 16 or 15? I think I 15. Yeah, it's in a 15, right? So this, if you see here, the user authentic, you can set the password, guys. Here I can set the password and I can put the password and the password will be changed. And if you see, there is a system privileges, guys. See, there is a system privileges on this, and you can see the, so adapter admin, agent admin, there are a lot of authorizations we can see over here, and there is an ABAP authorization as well. So maybe I can see there is an ABAP find or object privileges. So ST HANA 15 and analytical privileges and package privileges, root package system, and privileges on users. So there is an ABAP, yeah, guys. So here you can see ABAP underscore read and ABAP underscore SYS repo, guys. These two authorizations are very, very important. ABAP underscore read and ABAP underscore SYS repo. So these two authorizations are must. So maybe I can go here. HANA developer authorizations. So one is the ABAP underscore read, then another one is the ABAP underscore SYS SYS underscore repo. So I'll go to the database again. Maybe now I will find the another user ID. What is the another user ID? Find user. Everything find, guys. Here find ST ANA 16. And if I see in the general roles, I didn't see the ABAP roles, guys. See, I didn't see it, and maybe I can add it, and maybe I will add ABAP underscore read. See, guys. So what we are doing, we are granting the roles, guys. See, I'm granter. So grant. So it's in a database management. Grant is also one of the database database statements. We'll talk the database statements soon as well. So I have granted the access to the user ABAP read, and also I am going to grant the access ABAP underscore, okay, SYS underscore repo. So that's the beauty of the Eclipse. It will find, guys, based on the fuzzy logic, it is going to find in the ANA database. The one more is the fuzzy logic. It is going to search based on the not exact match. It's a net with the tolerance. It is going to find out the your text, guys. That is also one of the thing. I have granted these two roles, and now if you go to this, definitely I see this all these schemas. Okay, leave it. Now just this is the way we can provide the authorizations. And also if I want to create the user, yes, guys, I can create the new user as well. So I can create the new user, and here I can say the new user name is, maybe it's an I don't give, maybe they will dismiss my users. So maybe I will do some I don't use EDG, and test one, and password some welcome 123 and welcome 123. And we can provide valid from and valid to, maybe one month I can provide. But here the roles you need to add. So I can add system evaporate, I can add system reflow, and I can put some other things. Maybe I need to refer those what exactly. See, guys, AFL libraries, application function library roles also we have, and also you see the PAL also, I think predictive application libraries also AFL is available. So I can give the machine learning algorithm roles as well, guys. This is my privileges to the user, and you can save it, and there is the save option, and maybe do control S. And could not create test password must have at least one uppercase, yes. Password principles, maybe I put caps, and even I put caps over here, guys, and control S. And yes, guys, I'm going to create a user ID in the database level, guys. So this is the HANA admin role, guys. As in a developer, you don't do this, but you should know. Suppose if you are not able to see the schema, then what you need to do, you have to ask HANA admin, yeah, I'm not having proper authorizations, please provide me, please grant me the roles, the required roles. So that way you can manage with the HANA admin, guys. Maybe it's an idea how the user administration work in the HANA database level. And But here I'm going to talk about the schemas case. So first I'm going to talk about technical objects. So whenever you see the HANA database contains okay contains below components. One is the backup. It's an a backup, and this is used to do backup and recovery mechanism. And normally HANA admin work with this component. I don't bother about this component. I am not a admin. I am a developer. I don't bother about this case. The next is the catalog. Very very important. This okay. Next one is the catalog. Okay. So if you open the catalog, what did you see actually? Yeah. So it is the collection of schemas, guys. That's it. It is in a collection of schemas, and it provides a runtime environment for all database objects. So there is in a two things, guys. One is the design time environment, and another one is the runtime environment. Suppose let's take an example. So whenever I create, yesterday I have shown, whenever I create a database table in SAP, and that stores in the SAP HANA DB. This is the schema, guys. This is the schema. This is the catalog. Catalog is the collection of schemas. If you see, this is a collection of schemas, and how your ABAP system works. So there is a schema. So whenever you create a table, the table will be created in that schema, that user schema. So this is the user ID which is there in the SAP ABAP system. And if you see, there is in a tables. Yes, this is the table yesterday we have created, and mm, okay, delete the filter and apply the filter again. Filter, and I'm going to put G. What is that? G EDZ HANA meet. So this is my table which I have created in the SAP in the last last class. And see, guys, it is going to be created in this catalog, and it provides a runtime environment. But if you want to design the table, guys, you should not design the tables in the catalog. So if you want to design the tables or any database objects, you need to go to the content, guys. Content provides the design time environment, but catalog provides a runtime environment. So that's the difference between catalog and contents. It provides a runtime environment, but if you want to define, we need to go to the content, right? Content provides design time environment for all database objects, and it is the collection of packages, guys. Collection of packages. See, guys, in ABAP also we use the package. If you want to group together, and also if you want to, for the life cycle management, if you want to deploy your objects into the different environments, we use the package. And whenever you assign your object to the package, it will ask for the transport request. With the transport request, it's in a data container, it's an object container, so which works like in a carrier for your all your database or technical objects. And with that carrier, we are going to move your objects or configurations or customizations from one system to the another system. Here also content provides a design time environment for all your database objects. If you want to create a table, we use the content. If you want to create a triggers, we use that content. If you want to create a functions, we use this. If you want to create a procedures, database procedures, we use the content. So content is a collection of packages. Content is a collection of packages, guys. That's a content. And next one is the security. Security, it provides user authentications and authorizations. So this is the different components in HANA you are going to see it, guys. So HANA, if you want to access the HANA, and you should be the only the thing is the HANA Studio we can use, but HANA Studio, guys, it's an Eclipse only. So actually SAP has Eclipse is an open source, and the SAP added some plugins to the Eclipse, and they made one product. That's it. On top of that, they made some product, and they have any copyrights on the HANA Studio, guys. But indirectly, it works based on the Eclipse functionality. Now we will see. Now I am diverting from HANA database to the Eclipse, and we'll learn a lot of Eclipse concepts. Then we'll come to the HANA database, guys. That's what my sequence. I'm not clue. I do not have any clue. Till now, I am very good with my SAP GUI editors, SE38, SE37, SE80, SE11, and I use lot of transactions, guys. But what exactly the Eclipse? How we can use the Eclipse in the newer ABAP, in the new generation of ABAP, guys. So before it is an old generation of ABAP, now it's in a new generation of ABAP. So what you can do with the Eclipse, and what is the new syntaxes in ABAP, what is the new SQL, open SQL statements in ABAP. Then we'll come to the HANA database, then SQL script, AMDP, CDS, then Fury on top of CDS, and Fury security. This is the flow which we are going to execute. I'm closing the HANA database. And also, guys, there is one more thing, and I would like to see the how exactly the HANA is installed, and what is the operating system which is used. Everything if I want to see, and maybe the system details are good, guys. You should know the system, how the system is, how system is built, and how the system is going to working, how the system is working. Double click on the host, and you see, guys, there are a lot of components. See, so this is the uh, you can see system usage, start time of first started service, and October 19th, and maybe they did some patches or something. And you can see versions, it's an HANA 2.0, guys. So what is the database version? So database version which we are using in the, see here, version is HANA 2. First letter you need to consider, it's an HANA 2.0. That's the version, guys. That's the version we are using. This is the system details, and you should know what are the systems. And before HANA first comes with HANA 1.0. This is the database version, and now HANA is working with 2.0 version. So you can tell HANA 1.0 and 2.0, but don't tell we are working on HANA 2.0. Maybe if I ask what is the difference between 1.0 and 2.0, so you may get problems. So you can tell I'm working on HANA 2.0. Okay, that's the thing. Because if you don't know, that's okay. But if you tell much information also, that will be the bad, guys. And guys, so what is the operating system which is used to build the HANA database? It's a name SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 12.2. This is a certification question, guys. When you do the HANA certification, definitely this is a question. This is a question on which operating system HANA will work. It's a SUSE Linux Enterprise Server, guys. Now before it's a Linux company, now it is with the who is the do you know who is the owner of Linux now? So it's an IBM is the owner, guys. IBM brought the Linux company. And which operating system HANA DB is installed? One is the SUSE uh, Linux SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 12.2. SUSE Linux Enterprise Server 12.2. So this is a one, and also there is one more thing is I can use Red Hat Linux. Here also I can install. So Red Hat Linux Enterprise Server. I don't know the version, but we can see this also Red Hat Linux Enterprise Server as well. Maybe based on the options. If they give both, you have to use both the things. But if they give only Red Hat, you can select Red Hat. If they give SUSE, you need to use SUSE. If you don't see this, and none of the above, guys. This is the answers which we need to follow. So that's an operating system. And now you can see installed plugins. See guys, AFL application function libraries are plugins with the R language. R language is used for the machine learning, and this is the plugin SAP has. And even we can connect to the Python as well, guys. From here also I can connect to the Python by using Python driver. I can consume the machine learning which is implemented in the Python language as well. So this all plugins. And maybe the data storage also we can see, guys, how much memory it is. See guys, SAP HANA used memory, and this is the memory which is used on this. And maybe the total memory is this 11.753 GB, and this is the GB which is occupied. The green symbol is occupied. So this is the memory of the HANA database, guys. That's all about the system information. Now I will give some break to the HANA database. So first, if I want to go here and here, here and there, I should be comfortable with the Eclipse first. If I comfortable with the Eclipse, then only I can do something on the HANA database. So first, let me get clarity and let me familiar with the Eclipse. Then I will come to the HANA database. So close the user ID. Let's will go and see what exactly the Eclipse, and so how the Eclipse, what Eclipse will do, and that kind of things we are going to see now. And can anybody tell, in SCAT we can do, we can create database tables, we can create the domains, we can create the data elements, we can create the class, we can create the web info, we can create the MyMap repository, we can create the workflows, we can do a lot of stuff. And SCAT provides an object browser, it provides an integrated development environment, right? In the same way, the Eclipse also same, guys. So it provides an integrated development environment. It provides a integrated development environment. So this I call it's an IDE, guys. IDE means it provides an integrated development environment. This tool, so most of the people, guys, it's a myth. Okay, so it's a myth that with the Eclipse I can, if you want to do something with the Eclipse, I need to know the Java. Not required, guys. This tool is built based upon Java programming language. This tool is built based on the Java programming language. But if you want to use Eclipse, no need of Java. No need of Java, guys. I don't know, no need to know the Java. And I can plug in the, required tools, development tools, and we can build, so different technologies we can build, guys. We can build HTML, we can build CSS, we can build JavaScript, and we can build even Java we can build, and we can build Python, and we can build ABAP, guys. We can build ABAP also by using Eclipse, and we can use HANA we can do HANA admin, and we can do HANA modeling. Just we need to plug in the required things. We can do lot of things with the Eclipse. And but here I am going to talk about the first ABAP, how we can build the how you can use your ABAP programming, how you can build your ABAP programs in the Eclipse. So the prerequisite to mm, build ABAP programs is ADT, guys. ADT. ADT stands for ABAP development tools. And so before going to do that, so first the steps to build ABAP programs using Eclipse. So one step is the first you must install Eclipse. And if you want to install Eclipse, you need to have Java version 1.7 or okay 1.8 and above. So this is must, guys. Java JDK version is important. So Java JDK. So you need to see the version Java version, what version you are using. So if you want to find out the Java version, so go to the CMD command prompt and uh, uh, Java hyphen and version. So this is the command which you need to use to find out the Java version. And next, go to Eclipse site and download mm, download Eclipse Photon version. We have different versions, guys. We have Mars, we have Neon, we have oxygen. Okay, maybe I can have photon whatever the version, but I suggest you to take the photon version. Okay, and the third step is and so install ADT plugin by using below URL. So the URL is https and uh, www www is not required, tools dot hana dot on demand dot com and slash and which version you are using it. So if you download photon, you need to use the photon. If you use oxygen, you need to use the oxygen, guys. So this is the URL we are going to use it, guys. So maybe I have already installed Eclipse, and but maybe I will show the oh, it's a video is this. So I will go to the Eclipse. Here you can see guys, I didn't install the Eclipse actually. So actually it's my fresh system. Okay, we can do freshly, but it takes some time, but you should be patient. Okay, ACLI patience Eclipse. Hold on. And Eclipse, go to the Eclipse organization, and maybe everybody knows this, and download hello cookies and download. Hmm? Download, right? SHA 15. Yeah, it's downloading. Okay, show in folder and take. And also parallelly, guys, once you install, even where is that? Yeah, run. See, guys, Java virtual machine could not be found. Do you want to browse your system for it? Required 64-bit Java 1.70 virtual machine could not be found. I think it is there, Java J2K. So CMD Java hyphen. I need to have in a space. No, I think I should be having in a space. I know Java space hyphen VERSY. Huh? I think hyphen is required. Hyphen version. See, hyphen is required. Java hyphen version in the command prompt. No, Java space hyphen version. So I think I do not have any Java J2K, and maybe go to the control panel and programs and programs and features. And if you see, so there is no Java installed. There is no Java installed. So prerequisite is a Java J2K. So I think I can find out this in the tools.hana.ondemand.com. Here it is there. Java J2K is there. And go to the ABAP and you can see Eclipse. For the Eclipse, you should be having Java J2K, JDK. So here are the steps, guys. JRE version 8 or 11, 64-bit, and JDK. Uh, so I think it should give the link over here, and maybe I can install Java JDK 1.8 download. Okay, free. Um, Windows 64. I think it's a free. I think, right? Yeah. So Windows 64-bit JDK. Uh, yeah. So I think this is the one, 64-bit Windows, and the version is there. I think it is there 8, and maybe we'll see this. No free. Where is that? Where is the B ABAP? Uh, huh? I'm not able to go in. Only this much I'm getting. UI, ABAP, HANA. UI is there. SAP UI file. Windows. What is this? Where is web ID? 1.8. I think I have somewhere 1 point. Huh? Where is the oxygen? Here, that is different. That is a ABAP tools. That is. It's a virus here. It contains a lot of virus. Nowadays, total virus only in this. Thirty-two bit. Huh? What is the version of this? 10.02. I think it works. 8 or 11. Yeah. How do I know the versions here? JRE 64 bit. JDK 32. JDK. It's an 8.0. Okay. JRE also okay. Yeah, they have mentioned, right? So JRE also okay. JRE version 8. We are doing the same. Where is that here? Java date Eclipse. It's not a download. Not a download. So maybe parallelly we talk something the Eclipse. What are the advantage of the Eclipse case? So advantages of Eclipse. One thing. So let's take an example of normal SAP GUI. If I want to connect down and production, what I need to do? I need to open each and every session, right? But in here in the Eclipse, in single session, it provides first. It provides IDE, integrated development environment. Second, so we can connect it to multiple systems with a single session. And one more thing, what is the disadvantage of SAP GUI? Can anybody tell? Huh? Yeah, you can open only 6 sessions, but here we can open n number of sessions. So that's one more thing. And the next thing is, hmm, the next thing is, guys, if you open SAP GUI, if you don't work on SAP GUI for some time, okay, it will give a timeout error. So you will get a timeout error. But in Eclipse, there is no timeout, guys. No timeout. No timeout. As long as you close the session, it will be there. The next one is uh, design design time errors. But in ABAP editor, if you want to see the syntactical errors, you need to press syntax check. But in Eclipse, no need to do any syntax check. Automatically, it is going to provide a syntactical check. Design time. Whenever you design it, it will give a design time errors or instance errors. Design time or instance errors, guys. So that is the 5 advantages. But I will add the advantage over here. So whenever you see the find, whenever you see the new thing, then we'll add in the advantages. We have a lot of advantages when we are using it. Then that time we'll come to know. So these are basic things, basic advantages of the Eclipse. And later we add. So whatever the advantages we are going to have, that I am going to add over here. And so I think it downloaded. Yeah, it's downloaded. And take this and copy and software and paste. Install the Java JTK. 3 billion devices run Java. Maybe it takes time, guys. So the freshly we will start the ABAP new syntax from tomorrow's class. So what is the new ABAP syntaxes? What we can do with the Eclipse, that we will see from tomorrow, guys. From tomorrow you start doing the ABAP programs in the Eclipse. Okay, then you will get actual what the flavor of the Eclipse, what we can do with the Eclipse, guys. So tomorrow I want to see an Eclipse editor in all your computers. Okay, download Java J2K and Eclipse and install the ABAP development tools. Then we'll see tomorrow what we can do with the Eclipse by using ABAP development tools. So that's it for the day. And do you have any questions? Yeah, you will get, you will get, definitely you will get your friend control space. Okay, so the intelligence of the ABAP, the intelligence and code suggestion are what you can call code suggestion intelligence of your ABAP, the best friend, the control space. uh, a debugger is one more friend, is the closest friend. Okay, debugger is closest, the control space is close. But if you want to debug, you must do the code, right? So first control space is must. Okay, is a must relationship. Debugger is okay relationship. That is also must. Okay, so I think that is installed, and maybe I will go to the Eclipse. Now I will run the Eclipse. Yes. So it opens the Eclipse installer, and when you open, it opens the Eclipse installer. So you have to select, guys, Eclipse for the Java developers, Eclipse ID for the Java developers. Which one? This one? I think this one. Settings. I think we need to select. Yes. Install and accept. Yes, it is installing. It takes some time. And select. Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you all. See you tomorrow with a new ABAP syntax.